much NBA action across the league as the regular season winds down. We officially one more week. Until then, teams trying to secure their spots for the postseason. You guys, welcome into Game Time, presented by Kia. Ashley Shamedy here with Steve Smith. We've got Brendan Haywood. We have got so many highlights to get to on this Sunday. But, man, the fun one to start with. We've got Houston at Golden State.
Hey now.
Obviously, the Rockets, they're doing some work in the West right behind Oklahoma City. And then you've got Golden State. They started this one in the 5th spot. But, man, this one was fun from the jump, you guys.
Oh, it was. It started off great, B-Wood. I think the bench for the Warriors played extremely well in that first quarter, and the Warriors just kept coming at – the Rockets just kept coming at the Warriors.
And this game was played with playoff intensity also from the jump.
This one in the second quarter. Şengün works the baseline.
Oh! I look at the flex, though. And I like this because a couple plays before that, him and Draymond got into it. Şengün letting Draymond know, I'm going to be here all night, baby.
Remember this one, B-Wood?
Would you believe it? That was his only one all game. You got to credit the Rockets in their defense.
For sure. Take your hat off to them. What a great game plan, and you have to execute it.
Houston up by 1 at the half. Draymond Green elbows Şengün in the face and receives a flagrant 1. This one was a controversial call because he had 5 fouls in the third quarter. This was his 4th.
Yeah, man, I think they owe Dray one on that one as we see Thompson with a nice dunk. But I didn't think that was a flagrant 1 by Draymond.
Not by the definition. They said it was a wind-up.
Green gets it back for that slam. Then Jalen Green again. Here hits step back.
Watch out. Hey, the chef was on his heels, wasn't he? Hey, the chef was on his heels.
106-96, that final score. Houston wins a big one, but look at how tight the Western Conference is, you guys. 4 teams with the exact same record.
It is, and then you talk about 4 teams that go all the way from the 5th spot to the 8th spot to play in, but also the Denver Nuggets only a half game away from those other 4 teams. This is going to be a race down to the end. You lose a couple, you can go from 4 to the play-in.
Yeah.
That's tough.
That is tough. And back to this game, Steph Curry, we saw his only shot was that 3 right before the half. He was 1 of 10, like we were talking about. You got to credit the Rockets and their defense. I know before the game, Smitty, you were saying, I'm curious how the Rockets will do against such a veteran defense like Golden State.
Yes, for sure, and they showed up.
This.
What a game plan they had, Ashley. If you watch it, they were double-teaming. They didn't give him any space, and that's the one thing is, if you have a team defense, you can play this close to him because you always have another guy being able to help you. You can see on the drives, on the moves, somebody is there. There's Dylan Brooks. He misses this one. Next play, obviously coming off screens, Fred VanVleet is, when they say hug up and get through and body to body, he was right there. That's doing your work early by Fred VanVleet. Coming off the screen right now, he collects 2, hands, active. Steven Adams, Dylan Brooks, all night he saw these kind of double teams and saw this type of attention to details against Steph. And then you see the shooting chart for Steph. 1 for 10, and that was just that one.
Ooh, I tell you what, boy, for the chef, kitchen was closed tonight. wasn't nothing getting cooked.
No
up in there.
groceries.
Yes, sir.
B-Wood, for the Rockets, to have that kind of defensive effort and then what they're able to do offensively, just how much of a threat are they for this postseason?
It just shows you that these young Rockets, they can play with anybody. They have the defense that's going to travel in the playoffs. We're trying to figure out, do they have that star that's going to elevate them to the next level and take them from a good regular season team to a team that can compete for a title? That will be determined, but what we do know is this defense is going to be there night in and night out. We saw what they were able to do to Steph Curry. And if you just looked at this Rockets team for the course of the season, they've been one of the elite and premier defensive teams all season.
Golden State falls to 40.
That's
the American Express.
That's your Sparty dog, man.
Yes, sir.
That's how Michigan State play, man. They play with a little bit of edge to them.
Brendan Haywood.
Got to.
51-50. Rockets lead it. Before we came on, and we talked for this one just about the young Rockets team, how they would react, how they would play against just the veteran defense that is the Warriors, and largely led by Draymond Green.
I think
Smitty,
they responded well.
Yeah.
We would. I think the young guys, Şengün especially, we would get a chance to watch. I think all of them. You just also, as a young team, sometimes young players can't play when they get emotional. Hopefully they can stay on lines. Don't back down from anybody. Keep playing hard. This young team has done that, and led by their coaching staff. Ime Udoka is one of those guys. They like to make it physical, but you got to stay within your game. And I thought in the first half they did a nice job.
And obviously the defense for the Rockets, they kept Steph Curry to just 3 points. He hit him with about 2 seconds left before the half, he would. But he did have those 7 assists, so he's obviously been a facilitator out there.
And that's the good news if you're the Golden State Warriors. You go into halftime and you say, hey, guys, we're down 1. Steph's only hit 1 bucket. We're going to be just fine. We know what type of player Steph is, and you see the defense right there, the quick trap. Steph has seen every coverage in the book. He understands that he can get his shot off at any time. You see him with the great dime, 7 assists in the first half. And like I said, right there, passed up a good shot to get a great shot. He's being a great leader right now. He understands that the Rockets are emphasizing trying to take him away. He's not doing anything that he can't do. He's making the right play as he shoots a deep 3 right there. But I want you to pay attention to something that happened right before the half. Ime kind of got into it with Steph. Mm-hmm. Steph's one of those guys, you want to leave that guy alone. Because you know he can. We just saw him go for 50 a couple days ago, right?
Don't make him mad.
He's that type of guy, but he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
You don't want him going into halftime charged up, Draymond all in his ear talking about what he need to do, and then now he starts ratcheting it up. So I want to see how Steph comes out the third quarter. Does he come out a little bit extra spicy, seeing as how he only has 1 bucket in the first half, and Ime really might have got him going too at the end.
Is Fred VanVleet in that Houston locker room kind of telling them we need to keep our cool, we need to keep our composure as the veteran of their team?
Well, he should. And I think also one thing for them is understand is Draymond has 3 fouls.
Yeah.
I mean, that might be somewhere you want to go, but I think it's about keeping your composure, keep playing. And sometimes there's players, I played better when I was talking. I played better when somebody was talking to me.
Okay.
There are some players can and can't. And B. Wood's talking about this exchange right now. I mean, there's just certain players. I'm leaving him alone.
Be careful what you ask for.
I'm just leaving him alone.
Be careful what you ask for.
I'm just leaving Steph alone because next thing you know, it could be 6, 7 threes in a quarter. And next thing you know, this game gets out of hand. But Houston Rockets will not back down. So that's why I said I was looking forward to this game because I thought it was going to be a little chippy.
Draymond Green has those 3 fouls. The Warriors have 10 turnovers. And also, it's really their bench that's doing a lot of the work. What's impressed you most, B. Wood, about the Warriors and those reserves?
Well, the bench is just that everybody came in doing their role, whether it was Looney, whether it was Gary Payton II, and Steve Smith saw a lot of what they were doing on the bench, and he liked it as well.
It was. Like you said, 2 on the ball. He gets it to Kuminga. Kuminga came out, did a nice job. He had 5 points, and like we saw Steph giving it up, but Gary Payton II, this young fella, known as a defender, had 11 points, and I think this is the key for me. Buddy Hield, B. Wood, if he can keep the defense honest, keep knocking down shots, also being able to play defense where he can stay on the floor, because Buddy's one of those guys that can create space. He's not Klay Thompson, but he can be Klay Thompson-like for the Golden State Warriors. But the bench, 27 points out of the 50 is huge when Steph only had 3 points and gave Kevon Looney another 2. I love the way they played. Houston
Rockets second in the West, and you've got Golden State. They are 5th in the Western Conference. So this one, a the American Express halftime report with that one and only 3 that Steph made in the first half. He has officially passed Reggie Miller for 24th on the NBA's all-time